Challenger series. Thumbs. Hands. Don't move! Go! Don't move! Go! Go! Don't move! Go! Skin on skin, chalk in the air. Step to the table if you really dare. Call your match, pick your hand. Only one leaves, you're the winner. Pressure hits when the crowd gets loud. No backing down when you're in this crowd. Built from pain, grip don't slip. All gas, no brakes. Enter the pen. Heartbeat pounding, no escape. Thumbs, hands, don't move, go! Don't move, go! Go! That summer kickoff, 6 ticks. Break 'em down, break the wrist and twist. Latch at a coward licks. Only the strong survive. Pigs don't lie, make it quick. You either win or you get pinned. One clean hit.
Welcome to another episode of Collaborate and Pull Together, a podcast where we highlight all things positive on and off the table. And tonight we have a very special lineup. These two guys are one of the kindest individuals that I've ever had the pleasure of connecting with in the sport. I started around the same time as Michael Hawks on screen, and I've been coached from the very beginning with Eric. So it is my distinct pleasure to bring both these gentlemen on screen. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having us. Awesome.
Hey, Dan. Thanks for having us, brother.
Talk about like full circle here. I want to highlight that for a moment. Like, I think my second or third tournament I faced off with Michael Hawks. I used to be in the heavier weight class, and I was, able to, actually I think catch a pin on Hawks in the tournament.
You did. I remember that very clearly. I'm almost positive, Dan, that was my first tournament. If that was
I think so. It was my second or third, and so therefore, I was floored when I had that, and I was like, "What? I can pin somebody?"
Put the fire on it, bro. Yep, that was in the amateur class at the Undergrounds tournament. And
Yep.
Yep.
And then my first time meeting Eric, I remember you used to train down in his basement, and I remember him being like so excited about me being there, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta feel his hand." He literally pawned me off to every single person in that practice. Get feel this guy's hand. It's incredible. It's incredible. The most exciting, shiny new thing that ever existed. I felt pretty good about myself that day, even though afterwards I did not feel good about my arms. I wanted to rip them off and sell them on eBay for the highest bidder. But
Arm wrestling's not for everybody.
No, it's definitely not for everybody. Without a doubt. So, what's up? We got Victor Clearwater in the chat. Please share away. We're going to be talking about a lot that's happened this weekend. In our corner of the world of arm wrestling, we've had a lot of cool events that happened. We're going to be talking about this upcoming Summer Kickoff event. A couple of changes in the lineup have occurred. Unfortunately, I have to update that video because a couple of matches are not happening. A couple of change-ups are happening. And there's still some things that are underway with change-ups. You know what? Life happens on life's terms, right? Things happen. It is what it is. Does it suck? Yeah. But will we move forward? You better believe it. Rome wasn't built in a day, nor was it rebuilt in a day. In fact, it's still being rebuilt as we speak. So I'm a man on a mission, and this weekend has left me feeling high and mighty about that mission. Before we get into anything, Michael Hawks, you had a successful weekend. Tell us a little bit about where you went, what you did, and what you accomplished.
Well, we took a trip down to Pittsburgh, my buddy David Shuvich and I, for the USAF National Arm Wrestling Championship. and it was held at the Pittsburgh Power Sports Festival. And it was quite spectacular. There was a lot going on other than just arm wrestling, so a lot of fitness stuff to appreciate. And the atmosphere was really great. I had a pretty crazy preparation leading up to it. I managed to cut 10 pounds in about 5 days. And yep, weighed in at 197. So I was able to pull the 198 class, and I doubled up and I pulled the 220s as well. That ended up working against me in a way, because by the time the left-hand bracket got around, 220s and 198s were running simultaneously.
Oh.
And I had no idea about this until it actually happened. I had my first match with Ivan Marrero in the 198s, and all of a sudden I'm hearing my name being called up against Roger Bailey Lerner in the 220 class, and there he is standing at the table across from me. So that was super interesting. It was tough to keep up. I can't lie, but we went in for it, and I had pretty good results. I'm very happy, obviously, with the effort I was able to give to it, and third place is great. Obviously, we all want to do better as competitors. We're not always happy with bronze, but there's more value oftentimes in the losses than in the victories. And so, personally, I'm coming away from this with a lot to learn from, and I'm looking forward to getting back to work after it. So,
with regards to activity, I don't think anybody in the Northeast is more active than this man, Michael Hawks, because I feel like this man, you have taken over the mantle of what I recognize Tim Lewis as. The road warrior, traveling to every event, pulling almost every weekend, not only having a super match, but pulling in tournaments. Like, God bless you, man. My elbows cry and weep for you.
My elbows are crying right now. Trust me.
Not only post hilarious, but every time you post another video of smashing side pressure, I'm like, God damn it, I got to go to the gym now.
Yeah.
Well, so, with that being said, that kind of activity definitely inspires greatness amongst a lot of other individuals in the sport. However, sometimes we are taking a different activity in the sport of arm wrestling. And this weekend, I had the distinct pleasure of bringing up Bob Brown from Utah, and we had a 2-day seminar where we were, learning. And Eric was a big part of that. Where we were learning from one of the greatest that ever did it. Training styles, techniques, strength and conditioning, recovery tactics, food, literally everything you would ever think to ask about arm wrestling. This man is an encyclopedia. And for those who don't know what an encyclopedia is, I know you guys probably use the internet. It used to be a volume of books that had all the information you'd ever need, and we would have to literally flip through the pages to find what that information was. But we had Bob. We didn't need to flip through the pages because he had every bit of information we could ever imagine, and then some. So, Eric, tell us a little bit about your experience with this.
With Bob Brown, or?
Yeah.
No. Well, first of all, I want to say you've been doing, I don't know how you do all the stuff you do, between competing and throwing tournaments and organizing all these events and doing crazy amounts of social media stuff. Great job. You've been really killing it, and somehow you're staying alive among all of that. So, the Bob Brown event was awesome. It's kind of cool when you see someone that's kind of famous. You see him on YouTube and you watch his videos, and then he shows up. You're like, oh wait, he's right here in front of me. But what's interesting is because I consider myself obviously very technical, and I've always studied different aspects of the sport. And he still had a bunch of things, little tidbits here and there that was like, oh wow. And you walk away, you're like, oh wow, I never even thought of that. Just something like his tightening of the strap. I was like, oh man, that's amazing. I never even thought of that. It was great. And even though I wasn't able to stay super late and watch the Ronda Rousey fight with you guys, but it was sorry, my cat just
Oh, that's
my training partner.
Super cute.
Yeah, I wish I had the fast twitch muscle fibers of that thing.
Right.
Then everyone's done.
So, Mike, how long have you? So, you started around the same time as me. So you're what now? 5.5 years, give or take.
Yeah, I'd say it's right about 5.5 years. I really consider my first competition as like the starting point because I had gone to two practices prior to well, it was 2021 February of 2021 when I started really. So
And where do you train at? Him?
I train out of Whitesburg, well, Utica, New York, Team Outlaws.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Hell of a squad up there. Hell of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
squad.
we got some pretty good guys, and we've
Yeah.
actually got a lot of newer guys that have been some of them revolving, but some of them have stuck. And obviously, I wasn't at practice this weekend, but I do believe we had 4 brand new guys show up to practice. And
It's,
if any, oh, go ahead.
no, you got it.
I was gonna say if anybody knows Big Rig Eric Dasinovich, we have him to thank for that because he's a social butterfly in the gym, and a lot of the newer guys just tend to gravitate towards him. So
Well,
it's good to have guys like that.
he's an impressive looking dude, and he's just getting stronger and bigger in the sport. I think
Yep,
that
he
he's a
is.
bright future ahead of him.
Watch out for him in the next few years for sure.
Oh yeah, all super heavies got to pay attention to him. Definitely don't slack on him. So how long did you start?
Man, it's so interesting. I probably about 9 years ago.
Okay.
It's been a while. I've been, as you know, I've been in and out of the sport. There were times where I haven't been healthy and I've had to take some time off. But I started, early days of when they had the New York, and what's the name of the tournament? I'm trying to think now.
Big Apple Grapple.
Big Apple Grapple. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So I started with Big Apple Grapple, and I got addicted the first time. The first time I pulled, like all of us who go into arm wrestling, we could beat everyone we know, or most of the people we know, or you beat people in high school and things like that. I joined. I decided to just do the competition. I beat the first guy, right, and it was a little bit of a war. Then the second guy, I got flashed, and I didn't know what the hell happened. And after that, I was like, what just happened? I was either going to go too bad. So I'm like, okay, this sport ain't for me. Let me go join knitting or something else. Or I was going to really figure out what happened, and really study it, right? And then I met people, started training with them. And then I don't know if you remember Big Anthony. He was a power lifter, right? I started arm wrestling with him and, just monster of a guy who like who would pause 5:15 on the bench and throw it up, in competition. But we started out, and then little by little, I started growing in practice, and then my house became kind of the hub for a lot of New York. Mike Aiello, Kevin Nelson, Steve Black, they all started training at my house, training in my basement, and it was awesome, So then I had not only did I have a lot of history there, but I have a lot of strong guys where, I'm middle of the road here in strength compared to all these guys size wise. So it kind of forced me to find lanes and different angles and really learn arm wrestling even more and figure out new ways, to either hit or block or different setups. So yeah, it's been a good run, and then so normally I would always pull at 198 for health reasons. I was never really as strong as I could have been. I just couldn't eat that well. And then, when I would compete at 198, I would be, 195, 196. So it's not like I was cutting or anything. So, I would sometimes I'd do great. I'd win. Sometimes I'd place second or third. But here, I have a picture here. Look, this is me placing third behind Schoolboy and some other Russian monster. So it shows you how far back I go.
Holy horsepower.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and then our group grew. We have Paul, Sal, Matt, Clint, Shiu. We have all these big guys that kind of come around. And then since you started doing practice at your house and you grew a big group, we go back and forth. So it's been a good run. So one of the things that changed with me, I was able to turn my health around. I won't go into details, but I fixed what stopped me from eating, and I was able to eat, slowly gain weight, and I was starting to see my strength really climb like a year or two ago. and I was like, okay, I think I got another run at arm wrestling where I could really compete at a high level. And I started taking super matches. I won a bunch. I won against I forget his name, Jeremy or whatever his name, and some other guys. And then I kind of bit off a little more than I could chew with Matt Flippin, and his speed was a little too violent for me to deal with. I know you've pulled him too, Mike. I don't know what your opinion of him is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's fast. He's a flasher. I've gone back and forth with Matt right-handed. I actually don't think I've ever beaten him left-handed.
Yeah, his left was pretty spicy.
Yeah, it's very spicy. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just all around super athletic. I mean, all of his connections are there, and if you're not, if you're not catching that hit, you're going for a ride.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was like, okay, I would false start. He would catch me 2 inches off center, and then bring me back, and I couldn't even figure out a lane to go because it was so fast that I wasn't even feeling where he was going. I didn't feel. I tried low hanging, posting, hooking. It didn't really matter what I did. It was just too. At that time, it was too much. I'm stronger now, but at that time, it was a little too much.
I think with a guy like him, you got to really try to force inside pressure. Try to get him inside of a hook, but that's super tricky because of his setup. He's well into your fingers way before the go. So
you got that long hand.
I would probably go right to the straps with him if I was going to pull again.
Yeah. Well, I ended up in the straps with him every time because I'm going straight back and we would slip.
You hear that, Matt Flippin? We're developing a plan to beat you. Left hand. I don't know.
So when I pulled him, I was like 200, right?
Okay.
I'm 214. I'm 214 right now.
214. Nice. Yeah. You look super healthy, Eric.
Oh, thank you. I gained a full inch in my arms. I have like a little over 18-inch arms right now, and it's slow progress over the course of a year, But getting there. Yeah.
I about had a heart attack when you dropped that photo of your forearm in the group chat the other day.
Oh. Yeah, Lucas talking.
I'm not kidding, man. I was like, oh boy.
You want to laugh? You probably don't remember, but I pulled you maybe 3 years ago or something like 2 years ago in New Jersey.
I do remember. Was that at the Jason Vale?
No, New Way.
Oh, New Way. Yes, it was New Way.
It was in New Jersey. It was in Atlantic City, I think.
Yeah, that's New Way.
Yeah, it was the 2023 New Way. Yep.
And that at that time I was like 195 or whatever. And I remember you walking up to the table. I'm like, wait, did I hear 198 class? Is this a 198 guy? Because you look like a super heavyweight upper body.
I get that a lot. A lot. But, I actually
how big are your arms? Like 20s, 19s?
No, they're not that big. I think I would say probably close to 19.
19, yeah.
I think the only time I actually measured with a pump, they came in at like 18 and a half. But that was probably a year and a half ago.
You're a meager 18 and a half. I think
you're bigger than that. You're definitely bigger than 18 and a half.
There might be. By now. That was a while ago. That was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I haven't measured in quite some time. I don't really do many bicep workouts anymore anyways. It's all geared toward hand and wrist, really.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys do for a living?
What was that?
What do you guys do for a living?
You want me to go first, or?
Yeah, you go first, Eric.
So I'm an electronics engineer. I do aerospace electronics.
Cool.
No, thanks. And I've been doing that for years. You can see I actually work from home. This is my office where I am right now.
Awesome.
It's good working from home, but it's obviously not good because all my working out has to be focused on actually working out because I'm not doing anything physical for a job. So there's some downsides to that where I feel like, guys that are mechanics or carpenters or plumbers, at least they're working their hands out and their arms. So it's good and bad. But it's I'm happy. I have a pretty good position, and because of the position I'm in, I really can't post on social media. So that's why I kind of look like I'm dead on social media perspective. I'm not, I can see me post training videos or anything like that because it's a bad look for a nerd position. So,
hey.
But it is what it is. I have this secret double people at my job have no idea about.
I didn't know that about you. I think that's incredibly impressive.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know enough to hold a conversation with you about it, but I do say that I can respect it.
And what do you do, Mike?
I'm a stonemason, so I play with rocks for a living. And my motto is if I can't fix it by hitting it with a hammer, then I ain't fucking with it.
Dude, you do awesome work. The post you've been doing of that crazy house with those beautiful copper caps. That's
yes,
nice.
thank you. Thank you. That came out good. That was a pretty in-depth chimney restoration. So there were several fractures. The bricks were spalling and falling out. So we took out 50, 80 bricks on each of those chimneys and poured a new cap up there and, really made it bulletproof essentially. So, but to sum it up, I specialize in like fireplace construction. I do retaining walls, any kind of stone masonry. So stone veneer, full bed veneer, brick, block, stone. And I'm usually climbing something if I'm at work. So,
Are you doing also those scaffolding every like 20 minutes?
Not every 20 minutes, no. And
Probably every 40.
Hey, buddy, how are you? I'm on a podcast. I'll be in a few minutes, okay? All right, love you too. Sorry, my daughter just got home from her friend's house. She's running inside.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. How have you kind of told? I know how each of you utilize your work to further along your arm wrestling experience. Eric, with being an engineer, how has that influenced your training and how you approach, let's say, the equation of Michael Hawks?
Yeah. So it's interesting, when obviously I love the technical aspects of arm wrestling. I can see all the vectors as many people would say, but the force angles and all the things you would do to gain an advantage or find a weak spot or things like that. But I think one of the things that it training wise, I'm able to see kind of how certain things translate on the table pretty well. So I'll give you an example. So when you train side pressure, right, you go this way, right, and then but actually when you're pinning someone and you're actually fully extended trying to pin them, you're all the way down here and your arm's out here, right? So if you sit up, you'll realize that that's this side pressure out here. It's not here. That's a different side pressure, right? This is a different muscle than this muscle. And this is why some people can have really good center table pressure, but they have a hard time pinning, while other people, they have a hard time in the center, but when they get here, they can pin them because they actually switch to a different muscle. So I train this and I train this. Not that I have a lot of side pressure. That's not my strength. That's my weakness. I'm a top roller. But I it's things like that, and also understanding the rock, paper, scissors in arm wrestling. There's lots of rock, paper, scissors, right? Like the basic, like obviously a low hand kind of works against the hook, post works against a low hand, hook works against a post, right? That's your basic rock, paper, scissors. If assuming someone's similar strength, all this technique only works if you're within 5%, 10% strength wise, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But another one that matters, right, is the speed versus power versus technique, right? So technique works great if someone's against power, if they're slow enough where you can figure it out, right?
Wow.
So technique kind of beats power if you're close. Speed beats technique. Speed always overwhelms technique, but then power beats speed, right?
Yeah,
So
you're on to something here.
so what? Yeah. So the problem I have with you, Mike, is you're pretty fast and you're pretty freaking powerful. So you kind of cover two of those angles. So you're a real problem. And I know I'm the underdog. I knew when I took this match I was gonna be climbing a hill. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think I think my back pressure is my friend, and I hope it works. We'll see.
Definitely. I think that's great, and that's why we have these matches. Styles
Yeah.
make matches, and as far as this guy's the underdog, this guy's the favorite. Man, how many times have we seen that play out?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody can have their predictions, but at the end of the day, it's who's showing up healthy and with the right game plan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And now, how has your job and what you do for work, Mike, affect your game plan? Because I know you don't have much to go off of other than what you've heard, because you don't have, there's not much content of Eric out there to kind of
No,
do
there's
homework.
not, and that made it tricky. And as soon as I was, made aware that we were going to be having a match, I accepted the match and everything. I went searching for him, and I could not find nothing. And I think I might have even messaged you, Dan. Hey, man, where do I find video of this guy? And yeah, there's really not much out there. So it's that's an element, man. That's a real factor. Because I'm the type of guy, I do study my opponents. Like, for example, before Nationals this weekend, I literally wrote down a list of names of who I thought was going to be there or who I knew was going to be there. And, I'd spend my evenings watching videos. And, yeah, I don't have that opportunity with you, Eric. We have pulled before, but I almost can't even consider
That
the
doesn't
result of
count.
that.
I'm a different
Yeah.
version of
I mean,
myself now.
for a number of different reasons, like the time that's gone by. First of all,
Yeah,
we've both grown, we've both gotten stronger. You're at a different weight now,
Yeah.
so that's a whole nother element. I mean, there's just too many things that can be overlooked, so I don't even consider it really.
You know what's tricky about gaining weight is you need. I mean, it's only like 15 pounds, but still, you need to spend enough time at that weight for your tendons and everything to kind of catch up.
Sure.
So and you know what's interesting is I didn't see a big difference in hand strength going up and down in weight, because I feel like that's something you got to grind and build over time. That kind of tendon, that negative strength. But the thing I did notice is my arm got way stronger, like side pressure and back pressure and bicep lock got a lot stronger, and that's I'd rather pull at the 215, 210, 220 class now what I know versus pull at 198, unless I was going to do a weight cut like a water cut.
Sure.
But walking around 198, I'm like the tall skinny guy really at that weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Wait, how tall are you, Eric?
6'1" ish.
6'1". Okay, we're the same height pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So real quick, we got some people in the chat I want to shout out. We got Zach of Grip Deck. What's up, man?
What's up, Zach?
Show off the Grip Deck. Thank you so much. C Kindly. Don't know who that is, but hello. Hope you guys have been good. I need to get back in the arm wrestling. It's been a while. Listen, reach out to any one of us. We'll get you hooked up for the practice. We got Ryan Bull Bellinger in the chat, who's got a match on the same day with Jason Merlot. Down in
Merlot. Oh my God.
Fireworks. That's that right hand?
I think it's. I don't know. It's Cody. Cody, we gotta get you back in here, man. Absolutely, we miss you. Ryan, if you're still on the show, give us a mention which arm it's on. I can't remember for the life of me. A lot of different things going through my head with all the different events that we got going on.
Mike, did you ever pull Merlot?
What's that?
Did you ever pull Merlot?
No. Not only have I not pulled him, I've never met him in person. So, probably
He's a strong dude.
I think he attended the Knuckles Up event. I almost went to that. Maybe it was a year or two ago, but yeah, it doesn't matter because I didn't go.
I pulled him at Big Apple Grapple, and what's interesting is I don't know if you ever gripped up at Travis Bagent.
I have.
So you know Travis just stays straight and does this high back pressure and just falls sideways, right? Kind of very, very clean. He doesn't do this, doesn't gobble you in. He just that insane back pressure and just goes sideways.
Like a statue.
Merlot kind of feels like that. Merlot doesn't suck you in. His arm goes sideways and it does not move. It's a 2x4. Very stiff, like his wrist and fingers, everything. It's pretty amazing.
That's what we're after right there.
Yeah.
And it's right hand that he's going up against Ryan.
Right hand, okay.
Yeah.
Where's that match being done?
That's going to be over in Arkansas, the East vs. West.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Same day. We will be live streaming it here at the Summer Kickoff event. which I'm very, very excited about for your match for multiple reasons, because I know both of you guys. I've watched both of you guys arm wrestle. I train a lot with Eric. And I think Eric's left has, since his, things have gotten, more dialed in, his left has leveled up beyond comparison to what I first, met him with. So I'm excited to see what he can do with you, Mike, because I know you kind of like setting the standard for him. And in my eyes, I think it's going to be a stylistic match. It's going to be, I'll tell you where I think it's going to go. I think, you're going to try to go on an inside drag hook, Mike, and, you're going to go for that post, that back pressure at the top roll. I don't know which one's going to give out first, because I do think that both of you are almost equally strong in those lanes. So it's going to be a grinder. It's going to be pretty much who's got the bigger gas tank, because I do think the power level is at a fairly even playing field. I think that, when it comes to technique, Mike might have the slight advantage in the power. I'm sorry, when it comes to power, Mike has a slight advantage. When it comes to technique, though, I think Eric is above that, So it's going to be a weird game of who can land where and when, they apply their pressures.
It's likely I may not be able to stop you that first round. Now, if I could stop you the second round, then it gets interesting. Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna remember you said that, because if it happens, I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
At least it'll be a war. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And
So,
Dan, that was a good analogy. I wouldn't disagree with anything you just said there.
Based off of what I've seen, and of late, I watch both of you guys fairly closely, and now for those who are at home who want to see what these are that are behind me, this is going to be the super match award for whoever wins their matches. So this is good, and it's a really cool light up award. So you can actually stand it up on the shelf, or you can even hang it up on the wall. Either which way. So this is gonna be a nice, cool piece to win home. Now, I have a feeling, because I am excited for this, I hope this goes into each of your hands. This right here is going to be the Match of the Night award with super matches. It's this gnarly looking hand.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
You have been through hell and back again, and you will receive this for having Match of the Night. I have one for the super matches, and then I also have one for the tournament afterwards.
Cool.
Now, speaking of the tournament, it is a no elimination tournament, which essentially is like a round robin, where if you have 8 or more in the class, we're going to split it up into 8, equal brackets type of deal, and then the people who got the most amount of points, they're going to poll for first and second, and then the second person with points will be pulling for third place.
You're going to go top down weight, like heaviest first, and then go down, or how's that going to?
Well, that's for the tournament. So the tournament is actually going to be weight classes. So we actually have 154s, 176s. So we're going to actually have full-on weight class brackets for each of them. And then the complete winner of that is going to be entered in the overall, which is, so if you land first place in your weight class, you will be in the overall, not just for the pros, but for the amateurs as well. And we're going to start from heavy to light on the pros, and then we're going to start again from heavy to light on the amateur division. So this is going to cater to that stamina puller. This might even be an amateur, you know what I mean?
It very easily could happen that way.
Oh yeah.
And I forgot to mention the finals. The finals in the tournament is going to be a best of 3.
Okay, great. That was going to be my question. Yep, best of 3. So it's a mini super match.
Yeah, it's a mini super. So those who are stamina pullers and can literally pull all day long, this is a tournament for you. This is a format for you. And there's a reason why we're doing all that. The person who wins the overall, right-handed and left-handed, I have 2 of these. will win a 5 kg hammer. It's about 12 pounds. This thing is freaking awesome. It's sleek, and I gotta say, you can do a lot of different workouts with it, or you just hang it up on your wall as a trophy. Either which way, it's still something cool to win. But I'm sure you guys have seen and heard, and you're gonna hear, and then later this year, a massive announcement surrounding this. I can't stress enough. Stay tuned for September, because Team Arm Wrestling Federation will be present, scouting out the talent here. So there's going to be scouts. We're going to be looking for talent. We're going to be paying attention to all the super matches, all the tournaments. The tournament specifically is going to get a lot of exposure and a lot of eyes on it in regards to how can we fill the draft pool. Because I'm sure you've heard of that verbiage previously, and how that works is pretty much anybody who is dominant in their class for any length of time will get specialized on them. But we're going to have the founder of Team Arm Wrestling Federation present, watching you guys closely. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the entire event. Also, the super matches, another award that I wanted to share. Actually, I have it here with me.
These are best of 5, right? I'm assuming.
The super matches are best of 5, correct?
Mike, you can see me. I pulled in the last MAC event. If you go through the video, you'll find it.
The Challenger Series?
Whatever it was last year. Dan,
Yeah, the Challenger Series. So, thanks to Send It, Arm Fights.
Let's go.
The winner,
Nice.
we have 2 lucky winners will be receiving $250 for MAC expenses as a MAC athlete. So anybody who wins their match will be in the drawing. So out of the 20, I think we have now 23 or 24 matches, you will be in the drawing to win $250 to be used to get to the next MAC numbered event.
That's
So,
amazing.
I am like, thank you, Send It. Jeremy Mano, thank you so much for that, because that really makes it. I'm going to take it to a term out of Eric's mouth and say that makes it very spicy.
Very spicy. I love that, Eric. I think you threw that word out at me in the group chat, didn't you? Something.
Yeah, probably.
Spicy. You had me laughing.
By the way, your posts are hilarious. The
Thank
burn
you,
the shit
bro.
thing is great.
Hell yeah! Thank you. There's some meaning behind it, but I like to have fun with it, and I hope that people are receiving it as fun and good natured. Some people probably think I look silly, but I don't really care.
No.
So
Listen, if you're having fun, who gives a rat's ass how you look?
that's right.
Yeah,
Have fun and putting out our best efforts, gentlemen. That's what this is all about, right? Stronger together.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And that's what's going to be awesome, because we got food catering as well. Speaking of Stronger Together, the food catering, we have a 30-foot Airstream is converted to a restaurant on wheels, offering a full lineup of meal choices. Super match athletes eat for free all day long. If you're pulling the tournament, you're going to be getting a 50% discount, and then everyone else pays full price. We're going to have games there as well, carnival-style games. So if you have your friends or family that want to come win a couple of different prizes and whatnot, please come through. We're going to have raffles from Arm Assassin Strength Shop, as well as a few raffles from Grip Deck arm wrestling equipment. And then as well as, I think we have a couple of other Summer Kickoff gear for raffle as well. And all the raffles, by the way, are going to be split up to 2 benefits. One of them is going to help out my son's Boy Scout troop. And then the other benefit is actually going to help get Team USA to Japan.
Let's go.
Myself and Shiyu are going to be going to Japan, possibly a couple other members of the local New York team to represent the United States at the IFA Worlds. So we're looking to raise some funds, and it takes a village. We are stronger together, and we've got a couple other fundraisers that are coming down the pipeline. One of the actually event partners of this event, he's going to be hosting a fundraiser at his tattoo shop. His place is called The Nameless Ink in the Nameless Ink Studio in North Babylon. It will be August 1st, all day long. We're going to have music, we're going to have food, flash tattoos, and you guys are not allowed to compete in this, but for $20, if you enter, you can win $100, $200, or $300 off of a tattoo with depending on who you beat. So if you beat an amateur, you get $100. If you beat a semi-pro, you get $200. If you beat a pro, which is going to be me, you or she possibly, you will be getting $300. And we're looking forward to building up not just money and raising funds. We want to get more exposure to the sport, right? And we got a lot of guys that got so much ink, right? I mean, look at Hawk. Show off your arm. Come on now. Let's see that ink. There it is.
Yeah, it's there.
Right? So we're gonna have flash tattoos there, and it's gonna be setting up the groundwork for something that I'm working on. Huge that I'm working on. We're gonna have in 2027. I'm just gonna drop the seed right now. 2027 fall 2027. We're gonna have a massive tournament. It's not just a tournament. It's gonna be the centerpiece of a tattoo convention.
Cool.
So we're gonna have 20 artists that are gonna be local artists that are invitational only, live tattooing while there's an arm wrestling tournament happening all weekend long. And then having their own contests, right? And we're going to be having vendors there. It's going to be a massive convention, and get more eyes on the sport, more eyes on tattoos, more eyes on overall Long Island culture. We got live music playing there. So, we're in the negotiations process of the venue as we speak, and it's going to be when I say big, I want you guys to think about something. You know what a 10,000 square foot is, right? That's a pretty decent size.
Pretty big.
Or 20,000 square foot. Can you fathom what 60 to 90,000 square feet looks like? And
it's like an Amazon
being the centerpiece.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah. So it's gonna be something.
It goes together. You have arm wrestling and tattoos, right? There's two ways to get pain, and we all seem to enjoy the pain. So
Exactly.
Yes. No pain, no gain.
yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. I just wanted to leak that a little bit now. But you heard it here first. I will be announcing a lot more surrounding it, and then also I think later this month I'm going to be at a boxing gym doing a similar fundraiser as well, and they're going to be offering discounts for boxing lessons. So if you got that, stay tuned on my Facebook and that. But let's dial it back to the event, though. Do you guys have any matches that you're very excited for?
Yeah. I can't go speaking about too many of them because a lot of them are scheduled way out. But
I'm actually okay for Summer Kickoff specifically.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, man. I'm miles down the road here.
We'll talk about that one a little bit.
I do. I have one that I'd love to highlight right away, and I do believe it's the show opener: Ray Romanowski versus Mark Haggett. What a matchup! That's gonna be fireworks. That's probably one of the best matches on the cards right there. I think both of those guys have been killing it. I think Ray just won his super match this weekend.
Yep, I think so.
And Mark is always making steady progress. I think Mark is highly underrated, especially his right arm. Yep. So that one specifically, jumps out at me. Super excited.
What about you, Eric? What do you got? What match are you excited about?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually interested in Kevin Nelson just because he's one of our old school guys, and I'm just curious to see how he does there. What's interesting, I think that's a right hand, right?
Yes.
Is that
Where
against JJ, right?
Yep. That's against JJ.
so that'll be interesting. He loves to just bang in the hook and just go to a war. So that's if it ends up there, it's gonna be a fun match.
I think it's gonna be a barn burner if that ends up being the case. I think that both of them do love to go in the hook. One's strictly a lot more side. The other one is like a drag back type of deal. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there.
They both
Yeah.
have sizable hands.
Yes.
So that-
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And then obviously, I'm curious to see Pole's match. I know that what's the guy Sear
Surrey.
Ray. He lose a lot of weight.
Yes.
So
So he's coming in. He's coming in at 275. He was about last year. He was about 350, 360. Kind of deal. He was a big boy, and I mean, he didn't look small standing next to Brian Shaw.
Yeah.
And everyone looks small standing next to Brian Shaw.
That's saying a lot because Brian Shaw is a Goliath.
The monster.
Yeah.
His arm is about as big as my head. I know because I stood next to him once.
Funny story. I actually went up to Brian Shaw after he pulled Eddie Hall at the Atlantic City event.
Yep.
And I asked him, "Hey, Brian, would you mind if I did a pull-up off your arm?"
No, bro.
Yep. He looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, "What? You never been asked?" He goes, "I've gotten arm hangs, but never a pull-up." I'm like, "Listen, I'm no heavier than the weight that I've seen you curl."
Did he let you do it?
No.
No, come on. He should have.
He had just told Eddie Hall. To be
You should
fair,
have told him, if you let me do this, I'll give you an autograph, Brian. Then he might have.
next time I'll be on for that.
Might have made him laugh just enough to agree.
We got Andrew Thomas in the chat, the Drew 24 in the chat, John McAlpine in the chat. What's up? Oh, James Rhodes Mason in the chat too.
Hey, that's my
A lot of
boy. What's up, James?
What's up, guys?
Yeah, hey, buddy.
Dan, how did you deal with Bob Brown? Did you pull him left and right?
I pulled him only right. I did a very little bit left, only more technical left because the left is it's not as spicy as it usually is. So I'm actually resting it also because I got Jeremy Mamano telling me that he's gonna try to rip my left off. So I gotta just tackle the hell out of him. But right-handed, man. Talk about a technical way. Like, listen, I've always applauded you for understanding technique and being able to apply and teach me and show me a thing or two. But this man, he's a reminder that there's levels to this, right?
Levels, yeah.
Absolute levels. And I felt actually fairly with his instruction of where to apply the pressure because he's like, you got great technique. You just need to apply the strength to the technique a little bit more. And when he made a couple of pointers and adjustments for me, a light bulb went off, and I was like, "Oh!" And I felt comfortable in certain positions. I wasn't necessarily going to say I could beat him with any ease or whatsoever, but I felt that I was like, I might be in this if I needed to try harder, or I may not be as easy to pin if I needed to try harder. So that being said, I am preparing for a super match myself. It's going to be over at Jody Williams's Long Live Dono Foundation event over in Oregon. I'm going to be pulling Peter Lalande. I don't know if I pronounced his last name right. Lalande, I don't know. But after that, I'm going to be pulling in the tournament. So I'm looking forward to putting everything into practice that he taught. And on the way of dropping him off to the airport, I talked to him about what my, taper down should be because today was my last heavy day, intense heavy day of arm wrestling, but it's not my last heavy day of lifting. Talk about just the amount of knowledge available to this man. It's like, you press a button on your phone, you ask Siri to give you information, it won't be as fulfilling or complete as this man's information.
You know what
That's
he
saying a lot,
you know what,
man. Yeah.
sorry. You know what he said to me that was shocking, because I pulled him right and left, right, and we got into a little bit of war, right, and then I'm doing different things. He told me to post, told me to do this, right, and then I thought I was in it, and I had him pretty good, and then he did his normal elbow forward and rise into it, and he was able to slowly peel me open on right, and after I asked him, what do you think my weaknesses were on I'm right, if you were to judge, is it pronation, is this that, and he said it was my wrist, and I was very surprised to hear that, because I always thought that my wrist was one of my stronger points in my wrist curl. And I thought he was gonna say my finger pressure or pronation or something like that. No, he said it was the wrist. Now, interestingly, left, he had nothing for me.
Yeah.
I could hook him, post him, topple him, anything. He had nothing for me left.
Yeah. Your left is definitely leveled up tremendously in that regard. I'm seeing you giving the super heavies in our camp, trouble. Speaking of which, we got Andrew Thomas in the chat saying what's up. Yeah, not to make you nervous, Mike. Don't worry.
You caught on to that?
Oh yeah.
I was wiping the sweat off my brow.
It's getting real spicy in here. Woo!
A little bit. I can taste it.
There's a big difference between slow practice pulling and you smashing sideways in a
Yeah,
ready go stuff.
Yeah, very
Not
true.
delusional.
I will say the one thing I learned, and I need to practice this more, in practice, like at practices, is when you are training for strength training, I need to slow pull with everybody, because I'm a hip puller. Now, if I want to train for power, then I need to do the hip and give someone a band to hold on to, so that way I get the resistance I need to. But I'm very explosive when it comes to that. So, and he actually said, like, I've been watching you pull. I need you to give me everything you got, but you cannot hit me. And I'm like, I go to do it, and then I'm like, stop myself, because I'm like, oh shit, I was about to go hit, and I just need to apply all the power that I had available. And he said, see, I was like, yeah, you have that power. You just need to be patient with yourself and applying it. It's interesting, because we were also talking. We had Sergio Lisboa. Big shout out to him. He's leveled up with his power, his strength. He's got a gas tank that just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
Like that kid pulls forever, and it's like it just stays the same strength too. Like I feel like I'll get him the first 5, 8 pulls maybe, but then all of a sudden, by the later pulls, he's getting me, and it's like my strength levels, my stamina level has dwindled, while his is just maintaining. So he was pulling with me, and I was talking to him about.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna lose. Oh man.
No, we hear you. We hear you. So he, what's it called? I think that the no elimination tournament is actually right up his alley.
Yeah, that's something like that would be suitable for a guy with higher endurance.
Yeah.
One thing I love about Sergio is if you're in the same building as him, you will know it.
Yes. Oh, you most certainly know it.
Yeah.
You most certainly know it. He's got a great personality. He's a great dude.
Great
I
personality.
had the whole Beast Mode crew over here. Pedro was here yesterday. So was Jesus. And a couple. David Stone was here as well.
Okay.
I wanted to pull with Pedro. I didn't get to pull with him just to see where I know his hits pretty hard right now, pretty fast.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. He's got some speed to him too.
Very fast for a super heavyweight guy.
Oh yeah. You don't expect to anticipate that kind of speed from somebody that size. So, was there any highlight matches that you saw this weekend, Mike, that you wanted to say, dude, this guy was amazing?
Trying to think. Okay, so watching Jeff Hale was pretty cool.
Oh wow!
I actually didn't get an opportunity to speak with him. I can't remember if he was up there pulling this guy Isaiah James, I think is his name.
Isaiah, yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, Jones.
Isaiah Jones, and I honestly can't remember who won that one, but that was interesting to watch Jeff Hale. Logan did great. Logan's always a beast. Aiden, it's always fun watching those guys pull. I was exposed to some new talent. Oleg Mosi, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Mosai, yep. And David Egyan. Those are the two guys that won the 198 class ahead of me. I didn't get to pull David just from the structure of the brackets. I was eliminated before I had an opportunity. He was on the A side the whole time because he won. But watching those two guys battle out, I mean, it just had all the elements: power, technicality. There's speed. I mean, these guys are top level. I believe they're number 4 and number 6 in the nation.
Yep.
So, and
anyone named Oleg is going to be a problem.
Pretty much. You ain't kidding, man. And unfortunately, I was on the receiving end of that power from Oleg.
Let me guess, a smashing hook?
No, good Lord. It was, I mean, I can't even really explain it. I mean, he didn't sink me into a hook, but I certainly didn't have time to react or apply any of my strength. And when I went up to grip his hand, so he's got a smaller hand. You know, you see him in person, you're like, maybe I get this guy something just because I've got a big hand. And I noticed how David was pulling him. It was largely containment based. He got around him. When I go up to grab Oleg's hand, that's what his thumb felt. That's what his thumb looked like.
Short set.
So he's getting you to come down, right?
Yeah, so I had to sacrifice height. Just in the setups with Oleg, it seemed like a lifetime, really. But realistically, it was at least a minute, if not more, of just us trying to find the right grip, right? And I think I verbally said something when I saw this. I was like, oh, what the F? Because I got nothing to grab onto. And when my first match with Ivan, that was my game plan. I grabbed right a hold of his thumb. I'm holding it here. I'm getting my own grip. Okay, okay, you're gonna have to try to fight this, right? I think he saw that, and he's like, "Yeah, I ain't giving this guy nothing." And
how'd you do against Ivan?
I beat Ivan. On it took me 2 surges. So I hit. He top rolled like a low hand, managed to stay high, and I hit. And I had to kind of come back, recontain, and then drive with a top roll. But I did beat him pretty quick. But he felt good in the setup. That kid's got a strong hand, and he's always tough. So
I do want to mention, you mentioned a couple names that I have to say are part of Send It On Fight's team, including yourself and myself, and including the podcast. It is sponsored. As you can see, all of a sudden, magically, a logo for Send It has appeared on the screen. Nice. They do sponsor the Collaborate Pull Together podcast. They do sponsor me as an athlete, and Mike, as well as Logan, Aiden, and
Bryce. Bryce was there.
Bryce Meadows, yes. All of which did very well this weekend. So stay tuned for more from Send It.
Yes, we did good. We all medaled this weekend. I'm pretty sure all 3 of those other gentlemen won their classes. So
well, and then also just to let you guys know, Send It is sponsoring this, and it will be after the summer kickoff at some point. We will be starting to bring some of the Send It team onto the Collaborate and Pull Together podcast, talk a little bit more about what they've been going through, what their journeys in the sport of arm wrestling, the hardships that they have as an athlete, because I want to connect you guys, the viewers, every one of you at home, with the guys on screen. That's that's the whole purpose of this podcast. Any questions anybody has in the chat, please feel free to go ahead and ask. This is always an open invitation.
Brian saying what's up in the chat. I can see there. Brian Bellwood.
Brian, talk about an impressive human.
He's impressive, man. Definitely.
That strict curl is next level.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, you want to talk about funny thumbs? Dude, this guy's thumb is. Have you ever arm wrestled him?
It's been a while. I'm pretty sure I've gripped up with him, and I think he's one of those guys. Again, super underrated. And I'd love to see more of him out there.
Brian, please come to the Summer Kickoff event. Pull on the mat table, and probably win the 198 class if that's where you're at right now. Because this guy is a beast.
He is. He is.
I have quite a few people, or 220, whatever class you want to pull. I can't announce, but I'm going to tell each and every one of you in multiple classes, we have some monsters coming.
There be monsters.
There's some guys that I'm like, I'm glad I'm not pulling in this tournament.
Dude, the tournament's going to be lit.
Mike, are you cutting, or you're coming at your normal weight, right?
I'm coming in as heavy as I can for you, buddy. Okay. I have to.
You're welcome to cut. I'm not going to stop you if you want to.
No, I'm good. I'll be a comfortable. I imagine I'll be 215 at least by then. I just stepped off the scale on a relatively empty stomach, and after using a little potty break, and I was 209. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So not far off. I can put on some healthy weight in the next 3 weeks for sure.
Nice.
Also, one of the matches that I can say, one of the guys that will be coming out, which I think is going to be a banger match. We had one of our guys not capable of making it due to health reasons. So put Conrad in your prayers. I wish him a healthy, experience. But standing in his place, we got Brian Malik taking on Jeff Botcher. So that's going to be a hell of a match for the 176 class, because I think they're both ranked in the top 20 in the nation. One's 18, the other's like 16 or something like that. And that's going to be a banger of a match too.
Awesome. Brian's fun to watch.
Oh yeah. He's strong. I don't know if I'm ready for him just yet. Maybe soon. We'll see. But
we're gonna get Shiyu Lin a match in the next one.
Yeah, you know what? I think people are running scared from Shiyu because everyone that we set him up with, all of a sudden they can't make it. They say they're interested, and then I guess they watch something, and then they're like, "Nah, I can't make it."
I thought he did have a match.
People.
Did he have a match scheduled? I thought he did have a match.
He did, but then something happened where his opponents can't make it. He actually, and we had a replacement possibly, and that one also couldn't make it last minute. So it is what it is. He will be pulling the tournament. So Shiyu Lin, I know you got a target on your back nowadays because you did win nationals left-handed, and you got third place nationals to Wayne Withers, and I forgot the other guy's name. So guys that are in the top 20 in the nation, but I don't think it was very convincing. Had to make a couple adjustments, or maybe if you would go compete with him right now with what you know from Bob Brown's seminar, you might actually be able to take home the W. So I look forward to seeing who can take Shiyu down. I don't know if there's anyone that can, at least left-handed. His left is.
I've been using him as my gauge for left, just because he's so strong, and it's been helpful to because he could see the progression and but he's still an alien. It's not like I have anything for him left.
No, left-handed is so different.
I don't either, man. Shiyu's a monster.
Yeah.
He's very knowledgeable too. I've had a chance to chat with Shiyu.
Yeah, he's really technical.
He's given me some training tips, and I just enjoy his company. He's an awesome dude. And you gotta really love the Goku shirt, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah.
Do you
I
know?
got
Did you know
uh,
she was a competitive powerlifter and he did a 480 bench?
A 480
Yeah,
bench.
with those crazy long arms, he did a 480 bench.
Wow. That's even more impressive, actually. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Because he does
nuts.
have long arms.
Yeah, because
well.
he's like 6'3".
I'll even top that. So not only does he compete well and does bench very well. I mean, he's taking a little bit of a break with that to chase arm wrestling.
Yeah, I don't think he
But,
benches anymore, but when he did, yeah.
but there was a tournament that he benched. He was benching in the morning. He was training his bench that morning. Someone said you should get here and come to the tournament. He ended up beating Paul Cruz left-handed in the strap. Left-handed beating him, and that so like the same day he was doing a bench. I mean,
That's
that's
nuts.
that's freakish. That's freakish in my
It is
opinion.
freakish. Hmm.
Um,
There's a lot of guys though in the arm wrestling community that are just like that, especially some of this new blood. These guys are super adept to this. Like they're paying attention, man. They're soaking up this stuff like a sponge, and they're going out there just throwing their frames out there, and it's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
you're definitely not wrong. So I do want to shout out. Oh, I put that on the wrong side. I'll shout out our sponsors. You can't see them too well, but the sponsors for the summer kickoff event, the partners are going to be Park Avenue Wait Staff. They're the ones that are going to be catering the food for us. Nameless Inc. is going to be another partner who's helping out with the future events that I'm going to be participating and working together with him. We got New York Cryogen as a sponsor. Send It Arm Fights as a sponsor. Party at Your Place. They are going to provide the family entertainment. So please bring your families. Slacker Studios is also a sponsor. That is where these awards came from. If you look them up on Etsy, they have a whole selection of different types of 3D printing, laser printing, wood carving, all these different cool different things that they make. We got Hawks Masonry as a sponsor.
Nice.
Don't worry, Eric. That money didn't go to the ref. Don't worry, or it may have. And
I
then
get the buckle every round. Is that what's happening?
we also got Strong Island. Strong Island Fencing Company. He's the guy who actually is a training a member of the team. His name is Tommy, and he built the stage and the gazebo that we will be competing under. And gave me a really good deal for that. So that's his contribution and sponsorship to this event. And then we have Arm Assassin Strength Shop sponsoring us by way of gift card entries for raffles. In addition to that, our partners, our affiliates and partners are going to be Grip Deck, which is going to be custom Grip Deck units that will be awarded to each super match winner. It's going to be custom to the event. You're not going to find this specific unit anywhere else. Once these are gone, these are gone. So there are going to be a few of them there for raffle, a few of them that super match winners will be getting. Collaborating Pull Together, which is the podcast. MAC Major Arm Wrestling Championships will be a part of it because this is a Challenger Series. And the Natty Bros will be present as well. They will be doing behind the scenes footage for us, as well as interviews, helping out with announcing. You're going to see them kind of like butterflies flying around the entire event, being a part of this and helping me out, making sure this thing goes off without a hitch. So
Mike,
thank
have
you.
you pulled on the back table? Oh, sorry.
On a Mac table, yes. Yep, I actually own one.
Oh, you do? Nice. Okay.
Yep. We don't train on it regularly. It's a little difficult to carry around. And our
Huge, yeah.
practices lately have been kind of hit and miss, to be honest. But yeah, I brought it to a couple events already. Eric brought it out to the Natty Bros event. I know they were using it out there. So I love it. I love Mac Table. I love everything
I
about
love
it.
the
Really
I
have
love the
anything
pad
bad to say
size.
about it.
One thing that's tricky to get used to is the there's nowhere to put your feet really. You kind of slide around. There's no cross brace, so that's a little different that I'm not used to, but I love the pad size and going right to the
Yeah.
back.
Well, the legs are a little bit slanted on it. They're kind of like Craftsman style.
Yeah.
Yep. But my Mac table actually has a foldable platform.
Yeah.
It's hinged. Yep. And it goes over, and there's a non-grip or a non-slip. Sorry, I couldn't hear very well for a second there.
Why are you breaking the law on a live stream, man?
They ain't looking for me.
You're looking for those guns.
You're looking for those freaking ships that I burned.
That's exactly.
But the only problem is, though, they're up here.
So ours does have the non-slip, but I will say it got a lot of dust on it. And if you do get dust on it, make sure you clean it off because it does get slippery.
Yeah.
So I will be cleaning that off. That will make sure that problem is eliminated because I've noticed that even if you have grippy shoes with a little bit of dirt or dust on it, it's not fun to pull on because you have no traction. I want to actually dig a little deeper on that. Because I don't think we've heard about the burning of ships mindset on a podcast. I want to know what inspired this. I know you're a Viking, but what is this? What is this? And explain it, please.
This is the point of no return, Dan. This is all of the times in our lives that we did not try our hardest. All the times that we slacked off. All the times that we weren't there for the people that we loved. Anything that you could perceive as negative, any kind of regret that you hold, that's what's on those ships. And to burn those ships means that we're at a turning point. And it means growth. It means discipline, newfound discipline. It means consistency against all of that. So it means to me, it means reaching the end of this life with as little regret as possible. And that's my main motivation. That's what I mean when I say burn the ships. It's incredibly personal for me, but I feel like anybody and everybody can relate to that in some kind of way, in their own personal way.
I love it.
So if you burn the ships, you can't turn around and go home.
Yeah, it's in reference to medieval, right? Medieval battle. They see those soldiers coming back. Like, nope, you're not coming back. Yep. You got to fight to the death.
Fight to the death, And that's it. That's the best I can sum it up. And right now, its application in my life is really centered around arm wrestling. I mean, this is. I don't want to sound weird or anything, but it's become quite an obsession. And in it being an obsession, there's great purpose in it, and that's that.
Listen,
Dan just said you were Viking. Are you Norwegian or Swedish or?
No, I'm actually heavily European. So
okay.
there's some Scottish. I know that there's some English. I think there's a little bit of French. I don't know if there's Irish, but like half German.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm half Norwegian, hence the name.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, Johannessen.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can relate to that whole entire mindset, and I love it because it simplifies the complex psyche that we have, right? And sometimes, we are complex beings with simple solutions, right?
Yeah.
And as somebody who's in recovery, I can appreciate, because I have gone off the deep end with things, right, in the past.
Sure.
I'm about to hit, literally in less than 2 weeks, I will be hitting 2.5 years clean. And burning the ships, I love it because that's exactly what I'm here to do. And I'm here to, push forward my addiction into arm wrestling into such a positive light, because any addiction I had previous to this 2.5 years ago was not positive. And so now, Eric mentioned earlier that you put all this work in and do all these things, because listen, there's no rest for the wicked. Same concept, You know, there's no turning back. I'm in it to win it, and it doesn't have to be just for me to win. It could be for everyone to win, right?
And you know what the best thing about this kind of mindset, especially when we're putting it out there the way we are, it's highly infectious. If you're changing one life, you're changing more than one life, brother, because that's going to compound from person to person to person. So the way I see it is, and this is like kind of personal, like my whole burn the ships thing is it's really kind of selfish to be, but I do know that, hey, I'm going to end up affecting somebody positively, and yeah, it's going to compound. So, and all about that, Dan. You're a shining example of that and your journey the last several years. So
It hasn't been easy, but the alternative is always much harder.
Yeah, not making the right decisions.
Yeah.
Against what is right and wrong. That's
This is actually one of the coolest things about the journey of life is recognizing where you've come from, right? And being grateful for where you've come from. And for me, my recovery actually started long before I laid down the drug. It actually started when I decided to get healthy physically and lose all that weight. And you knew me at a heavier weight. And I have transitioned myself and I've gotten healthier. And I'm sure you've seen on Facebook or on Instagram that guy who's got the sculpture chipping away at himself with a hammer and chisel.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a process. And it's been a revealing process to myself as to, hey, I'm actually pretty good at this. Let me keep going and see where I land with it. And while I'm doing that, I'm learning that. And actually, I got to shout out my partner and my the guy I'm going into partnership with. He's my tattoo artist who did this piece right here, the Nightmares face, which I love. But he said it can be all about me. The show can be all about me, but I don't see any benefit in that. I want it to be about the show happening. Period. And what is my role to make that happen? How can I make that happen? It doesn't have to be me in the center spotlight, but I have to do what I can to make the show happen, period. And that mindset really embodies what I've been trying to do and accomplish with this. And so when it comes to this, I am not doing this by myself. I have the vision of how to get it done, but I'm calling upon multitude of people to help me make this vision come to life. If it wasn't for having a community behind me, none of this would be possible.
But none of it would be possible if you weren't acting as your best self either, Dan.
This is true. This is true. And I will say, I'm going to nod to a couple, even though I don't participate with them, I don't work with them, I don't engage with them further. If it wasn't for people like Jaron Nixon of Urban Arm Wrestling, who started me off, or people like even Ryan Grondin of 98% or Chris Burton, who, if they weren't in my corner and to get me on this path that I'm on today, I wouldn't be here. So I've learned along the way that I got to remember where I come from and be grateful that I had that opportunity, because not everyone does. Not everyone has that chance or in a position where they can sit there and take pause and say, you know what? Thanks. Because without you, I wouldn't be me. The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? I highlighted it all, and I'm grateful for it all, because the best part of it is I get to be a part of it all.
Yes. You give me chills, bro. Literally, like down the back of my neck. I fucking love this shit, man.
What's so cool about this sport is we all started as adults in arm wrestling. We didn't grow up to arm wrestling, right? So it's amazing to be able to take on a sport and actually progress and actually compete, and it not be a high school thing, right? Oh, you're after high school and college, you're done. It's no more. That's
a lot of people's stories, man.
Yeah.
Well, biologically, I gotta say, biologically, Eric, I may have started as an adult, but I feel like I became more of an adult through this sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Eric, that's for a long time, many years of my life, that was a huge regret of mine, was not playing sports in high school, not being part of something competitive, because I had all the opportunity to do it, but I chose to waste my time, right? So I wasn't around the right people, you know, I wasn't making those good decisions. And I remember for years just sitting there thinking like, man, I really dropped any opportunity I could have had, I could have wanted in. Man, finding arm wrestling like really rekindled that whole spirit, you know, that whole drive to just to be part of something, to be competitive, and that's what it's done for my life. And when I say it's changed my life, I mean it in the most powerful way.
Do
Because
you have a lifting background, or because I didn't
no,
I didn't
really,
play high school sports either. I did some martial arts and things like that, but I didn't play high school sports either. But I got into lifting in my 20s, and that helped
okay,
out also.
yeah, yeah. No, I didn't really start. I've always been in good shape. I was in the military for a short time, so
Oh, okay.
uh, yep, yep. There was that. That was my early 20s. I didn't really start lifting weights until must have been 2018, 2019, closer to 2019 is when I got like really serious about it. So I'm only like really 7 years into like actually being disciplined about going to the gym and lifting weights and all of these things. And I'm still learning, man. I'm still finding things that like, oh, this works for me, this doesn't, you know, and there's always different things that are kind of influencing how I'm living my life, you know. And yeah, arm wrestling has just propelled me past so much of the bullshit. Because I have to focus on it. I have to focus. I have to be present. You know, we all do. We all know that this is a very, very demanding sport, and it ain't for everybody.
Absolutely.
Like you said at the beginning, Eric,
Ain't for
it
everybody.
ain't for everybody. It can be for everybody. You just have to make that decision. You know, it's
For
all. That's
the all the people I know that are currently in arm wrestling, you know, friends and people I've met, uh, probably about 10 times that many people have joined arm wrestling and quit.
Yep, yep. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
Talent too.
Yeah,
Talented people, very capable.
people we've yeah, exactly. People have said, dude, you're gonna be great. Just stay with it. Don't mind the toothache. Come back. You know, and nope.
And I
Just
can think of an examples. We don't need to go naming names of people who did hit the scene, who were talented, who fell back, and then came back again, and are
Yeah.
now just light
Stop.
years ahead of where that they could have. So sometimes it takes a couple tries, guys.
Yeah.
If you're listening, and you're on the couch right now, here's your motivation.
dude,
There
your
you go.
videos motivated me. Every time you
Let's
posted
go.
the side pressure smashing, I'm like, damn it, I gotta get my ass in the gym.
He's burning the ships. He's
Yeah.
burning. Oh well, hey, look. There's another thing to be said about going to the gym and arm wrestling. Because just because you go to the gym, don't mean you're going to be a good arm wrestler.
Nope.
You can't assume just by looking at somebody how strong they are. That's something I learned. That's one of the first things I learned about this sport. Because when I got my ass kicked by somebody half my size, I was like, okay, what did you just do to my thumb? Why is my hand backwards and upside down right now? You know. So yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging. It poses a great challenge. And
Well, you know, it's a sport where the sooner you realize being uncomfortable is okay, the better you're off at it, right?
mhm.
Like you got to find out being uncomfortable. You got to challenge the ego, challenge yourself, and challenge everything you think you know, and then you might be willing, you might be capable of picking up something new or a new set of knowledge. Like, and that's one of the beautiful things we had this weekend with Bob Brown. You know, I started off with talking to him. I was like, listen, I don't know what I don't know. Teach me.
Yeah,
Teach me. And, you know, I talk about being validated to a degree. He's like, no, you have a lot of good knowledge available to you. You just got to see it from literally, you've just been standing on this side of the object. I'm standing over there.
there you
And look
go.
at it from here.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, I never saw that because he never looked at it from there. Of course, you're not going to see it there.
yeah. That's a valuable tool to be able to analyze yourself like from different perspectives. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's a very important thing to do. You don't want to let yourself stand in your own way. You know.
I mean, we do that often enough with other aspects in our life. We don't need to do that for arm wrestling.
No.
We got Mike Nance in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. You did a great job at Nationals yourself. So, gentlemen, just want to wrap it up because we've been at it for almost an hour and a half.
Blue.
With everything that we got going on in our lives, is there any other event that looking forward after this one that you're excited about? Not necessarily about, you don't have to share opponents that you may be holding close to the chest, but maybe an event that you do know that's coming down the pipeline that you just want to shout out and so we can get some eyes on.
I know of an event coming up. Not too much detail has been released yet, but seems like it will be the kickoff event for the Send It Arm Fights team. And that's going to be in North Carolina in the middle of August. So that's the one I am looking forward to the most.
Hell yeah.
Right now. And I have a few beyond that are scheduled later in the year that I absolutely can't talk about. But we've got some big challenges coming up. And this guy right here down at the bottom of my screen is one of them. Yeah, baby, let's go.
Beefy kid.
Your arms definitely did get bigger. Definitely got bigger. Let me see that hand real quick, though, Eric. Come on. Let's see it. Yep. Oh, right.
What are you feeding that thing?
You got a big, long thumb for me to grab, though.
I'll tuck it.
No,
I'll
you
hide
didn't hear this. You didn't hear this.
Yeah.
I hope you've been practicing in the straps, too.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting, and the Bob Brown thing, and one of the coolest things that we all know that we should train what we're not good at, but he said if you're a top roller, you should be training mostly like at least more than 50% of the time in practice in the hook, or and vice versa.
Okay.
And it was interesting because I was like, should you be focusing on your best move? He says, really, your best move is probably already maxed out, and it's not going to get all that much better. But if your best move fails, you're going to end up in the other move, and you should probably be good at that too. And that makes you a more rounded arm wrestler, which is kind of the opposite of what like the Europeans do, right? They have the one shot bullet monster move that they have, and they don't really focus on anything else. But it was interesting.
Right. Yeah, and transitioning from an unfavorable position too.
Yeah.
So like if you're a top roller and you're caught in a hook, like, you know, you can opener. You can peel out of that if you know what you're doing and you have the right opportunity, I guess. So
do you top roll, or is you just preferred kind of chop press hook?
It's a mix. It's a mix. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling, you know, what the grip feels like, what I think my opponent is going to do, you know. I think a lot of times I find myself in more of a dragging hook. Right arm, I'm cooking up something a little special that not many people probably are knowing about yet.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Oh yeah. Dan, at the tournament after the super matches, are we able to pull both left and right, or is that just whatever your super match was?
No, you can pull both arms.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You can have fun with those. Listen, have fun. Enter the tournament. Ruin somebody's day.
The nightmare. You should put that in quotes under that tattoo.
Ruin somebody's day?
Somebody's day. Yeah, I love it. That's a good one, dude. That's a good one.
Dude, I gotta tell you, the placement of this, you know, the artist is talented to begin with, but he placed it right where he kind of winks at you.
I see. I get it. That's smooth, Dan. As my kids would say, that's tough. That's the slang. That's the slang for cool now. They call things tough.
Be careful. You might start sounding like them.
Yeah. No cap.
No cap.
Oh, God,
I don't know. I'm done.
All right, guys. So if there's nothing else, listen, everyone who's watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me tell you when the next podcast will be, because I think we have one this Thursday coming up. Let's see. We got a whole bunch of super matches. And I'm looking, by the way, we have another match that we're looking to maneuver around. Yes. So this Friday, we will have your other opponent, Niles, and we'll have Joe Yaros on Friday evening. So if you're around Friday, you want to pop in, the chat or maybe even on screen.
Joe's
You know,
good. He's
If that's an
entertaining too.
invite- If that's an invite, I might take you up on that.
Yeah, you should.
My Friday nights are usually nothing more than me sitting around on the couch. So,
All right, come. You know what? The more the merrier.
yeah.
You know, it would be nice to get you on screen with both your opponents and kind of see the different personalities. Because you guys are both two very nice people. You know what I mean?
Eric, you're awesome. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed seeing
Yeah,
you.
you too.
We don't
Yeah.
chat often, so I don't know you too well personally, but I feel like I got to know you a little better through this, and I really am excited. I have a lot of respect for you, and
Oh, thank you.
I ain't taking you lightly at all, brother. Trust me. I'm gonna be giving you my absolute best. I feel like I have to. So,
Yeah, well, I hope it's I hope I'll be there at least in it with you. So it'll be fun. Looking forward to it. And you're an
will.
awesome person too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, gents. Let's get one more flex for the night.
All right.
There it is. Woo, man, I feel puny next to you too.